You want to know God? Only God can reveal that to you. No one else. And God cannot until He dwells in you, i.e., conquers your heart. He needs to be king because He is. Naturally, He is the king. And the king owns the property, owns the city, owns the people of that city. He is the rightful owner. So He needs you to give your heart freely. You need to choose to give your heart to Him willingly, freely, not forcefully. The day you say, Lord, I give you all of me willingly and freely, you will see change happening in your life. Until then, you will always remain old, never new. And the old person will always take you where trouble is awaiting you. Will always. The old person. Every time the former Adam surfaces up, I fall into sin. I promised myself I will never swear again. I swore. I promised myself I will never lie again, and I lied. I promised myself I will not drink again, and I drank. I will not take drugs again, and I did. I will not hurt people again, and I did. Because it's the former Adam, it's the old Jerusalem. There is no use. You need to give it to the King of Jerusalem, the true Messiah, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, in order to change it into the new Jerusalem, where Christ is your King, not Satan, not anyone else. Until the day comes, you don't know who Jesus Christ is. So we need to live for the Lord, not for ourselves. We need to work for the Lord, not for Satan. Not for Satan. A church leader that does not serve the Lord is a failure. Even if the whole world follow that leader, who cares? It's not about quantity, it's about quality. It's about quality, my beloved. The Lord wants your heart. He doesn't care if you're a king or a pope or whichever leader you are. He wants your heart. You give Him your heart, He'll make you a king and a queen. If you don't, even if we are kings and queens, we'll end up nothing. What is old is going into perdition. Unless we are renewed, there is no hope of salvation, redemption, there is no hope of life. Everything will come to an end sooner or later. I don't want to dwell on this too much. But you see, and I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem. It's been renewed. My son, give me your heart. Let me renew it for you. I'll make you the New Jerusalem. And when you are the New Jerusalem, you will stop fighting. You will stop killing. You will stop destroying. You will stop being greedy and selfish. No more. Before I used to hurt people. Now I let them hurt me. I never retaliate. I forgive them. Because the New Jerusalem, Jesus Christ is the ruler. No longer me, which is Satan really ruling at the end. No longer me. When the Lord is your King, you are a new creation. And in Him, we have been made a new creation. Now this New Jerusalem, I saw her coming down out of heaven from God. It is from God. It is no longer from my parents. It is no longer from my earthly parents. It is no longer temporal. It is no longer physical. It is no longer materialistic. It is no longer earthly. This is from God, where God only is the parent. No more mom and dad, earthly parents. You know why? Because when will we become truly the New Jerusalem? When Christ's second coming happen, where He will give us the glorified spiritual body. You see, now, in His first coming, the Lord has given us two things, the soul and the spirit. The body is yet to be given. That's why he will come back again. Why is the Lord coming back again? To give us the body. Because now it's missing. This earthly body is the old Jerusalem given by my earthly parents, mom and dad, who are God, creator. They created me like God. But this earthly body can't save me. When I die biologically, this body goes back to earth. So now when the person leaves, the spirit and the soul leaves, but the body doesn't go with it because the body goes back to earth. That's why the Lord is going to come back again to make me this wholesome human being made out of body, soul, and spirit. Therefore, the second coming, the Lord will give me the glorified body, the spiritual body, three-dimensional. The way you are, he will raise you with that, the age of Christ and the height of Christ. But the way you are, but spiritual, three-dimensional, but spiritual. The age of Christ and the height of Christ. That glorified body, when he gives it to you on the second coming, then you are fully New Jerusalem. Because what did my earthly parents give me? A physical body. God at the end will give me the spiritual body. Therefore, he will be the only parent my earthly parents will cease, because my earthly parents could not have ever given me the spiritual body. So on the second coming, I'll be born of God and God only. When God becomes my only parent, then I am the New Jerusalem. No more earthly intervention. It will all be divine intervention. And this is why later on in this chapter we'll see why we will live there in absolute happiness, joy, and glory. When God becomes your only parent, it is then and then only you can say, I rejoice forever. As long as I have earthly parents, I'm still living in this earthly body. I have pain, sorrows, and agonies, and mischiefs, wrongdoings, failures, sin, misery after misery after misery. The earthly body will be gone forever. He'll give me the spiritual body. That spiritual body has heavenly parent. God is my dad. When he becomes my sole parent, no one will take away that joy and happiness from me anymore. You see, when even on earth, when we live under the banner of Christ, even for a short time, how happy are you? How joyous are you? How peaceful are you? When you let Christ just rule over you, even if it's for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you have this inner peace you've never experienced before. You say, I don't know, I feel different. I feel so good. I feel so light. But the moment former Adam surfaces up, the latter Adam disappears, you become that miserable old person again. I hate myself. I can't stand myself. You see, the Lord gives you glimpses of what it tastes like and what it feels like when he fully rules over you. When Christ is the King and the only King of your life, how can you not be happy? How can you not be joyous? How can you not be glorified? And because under the banner of Christ, you can't make mistakes. You have that heavenly parent who's perfect. He'll make you perfect like him. No more shortfalls. No more clubbing. No more saboofa habibi in the backseat. Definitely in heaven, you're not going to have that Ford Falcon with the biggest saboofa in the backseat going going on freeway 1, heaven 1. There won't be any saboofa on when you're driving on that highway called heaven 1. And the police officer will not have that radar called Archangel Michael holding you for speeding. You won't be speeding. You won't be breaking no rules. You'll be a good boy and a good girl, law-abiding citizen forever. That's when joy engulfs you, when you adhere to God and God only.